So our next presenters are from also finalists in Project Reach. Joe Nicosia is here from, they're actually, by the way, they're from JJApp developers in New Jersey. And Joe, why don't you come on out, Joe Nicosia, and Jessi Schoenleber. And they have an app that's usable for the homeless and for homeless shelters. Should be very interesting. I'm looking forward to it. Good job, thanks.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jessi, and this is Joe. We have a company called JJAppCo, because both of our names start with J and we make apps. We're located on the Jersey Shore area, so we're from New Jersey, which is where this contest was pretty much taking place. My history is I've been developing apps for about 2 years now. I was an accountant for 13 years before that, so it's kind of a weird transition. It's not the typical story that you hear of an app developer. But I decided to follow my true passion into this, and I've loved every second of it since. Joe has over 15 years of experience in systems engineering, cloud computing, network security, all kinds of different things. So he's been in this world a lot longer than I have. I basically focus on the iOS development. Joe pretty much focuses on everything else that's not iOS development, so a lot of this he's responsible for too. Today we wanted to talk to you and introduce you to our app Homeless Helper, which was our entry into the Project Reach mobile app challenge, which you probably heard about this morning when John Bon Jovi was up here. It's an easy-to-use app that connects caretakers and homeless individuals with the resources that they could be looking for. There's a lot of different resources out there, and we'll go over some of them that are included in the app. One thing I want to note is the app is currently in beta. Like I said, it was our entry into a contest, the Project Reach Mobile App Challenge. So we were recently, just this morning, announced as a finalist, and through this whole process, we will be testing it at food kitchens, at John Bon Jovi's Soul Kitchen, and being able to make it better by talking to the community, seeing what suggestions and feedback they have. Also, if any of you decide to try out the app, we're welcome to any feedback, suggestions, comments, anything that you have to say. It's a work in progress. It's in active development. We have plenty of plans how to make it better, and we'd love to hear what anyone has to say. And who knows, your idea could be built into it later on in the year. Homeless Helper is available in the iPhone App Store currently, and also the Android App Store. We also have a mobile web app, so you can use that on BlackBerry phones, anything that really can download mobile web apps. We also have a website and another interesting service that Joe will talk about a little later. We'll keep it a little secret. So right now I'm going to demo our app. Let's see. Hopefully, do you guys see that up there? Okay. This is the main screen of Homeless Helper. You can see all the resources listed here. We have 7 icons for resources and then one special tab at the end called Caretaker, which we'll go over later. So the resources that we have included here are shelters, food, so that could be a soup kitchen or anywhere that gives out food, medical services, special hotlines, legal assistance, social services, and employment services. So first I'll click on shelter to just show you what this looks like. First, the app finds out where you're actually located. Now in the simulator here, it pretends that we're in New Jersey because that's where all of the information right now is, all the data that we have. The contest that we entered this in was located in Monmouth County, New Jersey. So it pretends that we're there. All of the results are sorted by distance. So the closest one to you is the first one on the list. You can also see how far away the shelter is from you. So someone who's looking for the nearest shelter can easily find that. It's the first one on the list. You can scroll through the list and see what different shelters there are. And then when there's one that interests you, just tap on it and it brings up all the information about it, including a map showing you exactly where it is, and it has all of the little gestures that you can do on the iPhone, including pinching and zooming. All the information for the shelter is included, the address, the website, the phone number. We also include how many beds they have available. A little bit about that. That was one of the interesting things in this challenge was the bed availability that's out there, that's publicly available. The data is updated every 6 hours right now. That's okay, but we wanted to make something a little bit better, so we actually built in a mechanism for shelters to be able to update their own bed availability data. So what we're doing is, if a shelter wants to update their own data, that's what we're using. Otherwise, we're using the data that's updated every 6 hours, since that's what's currently available. So right now, this shelter has 22 beds available, and it looks like someone would be able to go there. We also include any special notes, such as hours, or if it's specifically for veterans or domestic violence shelter, things like that. There's also 3 buttons included for getting quick access to directions, which are included both driving, walking, and public transportation. A quick button to call, which automatically brings up the dialer and calls that location. We also included a mechanism to share this. We viewed this as something that a caretaker or some kind of shelter worker might use to find access to resources for homeless individuals. Well, the individual might not have that phone to take with them, and they might need more information, such as the phone number or the address, to take with them. They might have access to a cell phone, but maybe not a smartphone. Well, the person who works at the shelter can easily share this with any other phone number that can accept text messages or an email address. So that's what that button does. You can see here. And that's shelters. Beyond that, we have a special kind of view screen for all of the hotlines that are available. Obviously, they don't have an address, so we can't include information like that. And there's quick buttons to call and share them as well. Another interesting one that we have here is employment services. Now, there's 2 types of employment services. You'll see here two of them that are listed are career centers, which are great services. They help people find jobs and employment training and things. But we also wanted to include job listings for these people. So the 3rd link here is check out local job listings. And we pull these from various sites around the internet. It's all based on the location where the person is. And they're just a bunch of job listings here that someone could easily apply to. If they click on one, it brings up the actual web page where the job listing is, and they can just apply right from there. Now, the special tab that I talked about a little bit earlier is the caretaker tab, which is right here. I kind of briefly mentioned how we built a mechanism for shelters to update their own availability. This is how they do that. Any shelter that elects to has a special shelter code. It's like a special PIN access number. This is how we prevent abuse and just any regular person being able to update bed data that shouldn't be able to do so. If the person enters a shelter code, for instance, I'll do one now, it brings them to their specific mission page. It shows what shelter they're at, because some people might work at multiple shelters or have information for multiple shelters. So this makes sure that they know they're on the right page. We include 2 simple buttons, a plus and a minus. Really couldn't be any easier to update the bed count. We kind of pictured it as a person walks in or a person walks out, you can just click the button and it immediately changes. I'll reset it back to the real data. Also, someone can change the shelter that they're at and then get back to the main screen already. We also give people an option of any shelters that aren't already included in our app, they have the option of registering themselves as well. You can see by the link down here. This way, it ensures that anyone who thinks that they're not included, they can register their shelter and manage their bed availability as well. And we constantly monitor what shelters get registered so that there's no spam or, fake things getting entered in there. It's all going to be good data. Let's see. All right, now Joe's going to talk a little bit about some other aspects of this project.
Thanks. Our goal from the beginning of this project was to not just hit the smartphone market. A lot of people that need this help aren't going to have access to an iPhone. So besides our native Android apps, iPhone app, web app, mobile web app, we also built an SMS service. So anybody could send a text message to a phone number we have, 732-372-HELP, and if they add the name of a town, it'll send back the closest shelter along with the bed availability to them. I'm going to show an example of how that works. So the user will send us an SMS message with the name of a town, and here we're going to use Neptune, which, not the planet, this is Neptune, New Jersey, and immediately a nearby shelter is returned, and you could try that out right now. That is a live service. We have a lot of other ideas for this. We're just in beta testing phase. We haven't approximately until October to roll out our completed service. So there's going to be a lot more features implemented, and we're really looking for feedback from people in the community that care about this and have better ideas. I'm going to turn it back over to Jessi.
All right, I just wanted to, I don't know how much background you guys have on the Project Reach Mobile App Challenge, but I just wanted to go over a little bit about that. We were backstage in the presentation this morning, so we didn't exactly get to hear everything that was mentioned about it. The Project Reach Mobile App Challenge was started for developers to challenge developers to find a way to make mobile apps, websites, anything that we could think of in the technology world to try and better the lives of homeless people. The main criteria that was an issue was managing the bed availability. I think Bon Jovi mentioned this morning that the whole idea came to him when he had someone at his restaurant washing dishes who was staying later than everyone else, and he realized that the guy might not have a bed to sleep in. They tried, searching the internet, where's a shelter? Do they have any beds available? What's their phone number? Can we call them, find out? And kind of realized that some information's out there, some information isn't, but really it's very difficult to find all of it in one place. In fact, you really won't, up until this challenge. It's all a mishmash in all these different places. So they challenged developers to come up with a way to put all this information into one place, the one-stop shop for all the resources that someone might need. This way, if they're at a soup kitchen, they can ask someone, hey, where's the nearest doctor that I can go to? Do you know of any job listings? Where's a lawyer that I can, get to work with me? And there's a quick answer right there for them. So the VA really, and the Soul Foundation really started this challenge for us to make the lives of homeless people better. And that's what we're here trying to do. Although it's mentioned that this is a challenge, it's a passion project. Joe's a veteran, so he realizes, it's a shame that a lot of veterans are homeless. I've worked with, in my past as an accountant, I've worked with many homeless organizations, and I've met so many wonderful people. So it really touched our hearts, not only based on the location where the testing was taking place, but also with our histories. I also wanted to mention, our company's name is JJAppCo. If you're interested in finding out more about us, our website is JJApp.co. We have other apps out there as well. Our app that we made before this, actually just out of the goodness of our hearts, a passion project, is to help people reunite with their lost and found objects. We're both dog lovers. We have puppies back home, and it breaks my heart to think if my dog ever ran away and I couldn't find her, it would be a shame. So we have an app out there called Finalist. It's completely free. It actually costs us money to run. But our dream is really just to help people out, and I would love it if it helps one person find their dog. So feel free to check us out, and I guess that's pretty much all I wanted to go over. Are there any questions? It's hard to see out there.
There it is. Joe and Jessi, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.